Hey guys, good evening. Good to see you all live on one more week of AMA. Um, the week has been a pretty good week, guys. I mean, yes, Bitcoin has kind of looks like it's stabilized in a range. Your ETH hodlers, who had a great previous week, I think it's good to see that the prices are stabilizing there. But yeah, other tokens, yes, maybe little movements here and there. BNB hodlers, yes, I know there is a little more happiness you got, but more or less the market seems to have been in an extreme status quo last week, guys. And not just that, the crypto markets have reached $4 trillion, guys. That's a big thing, right? That's a major thing that has happened, and that's a milestone, right? And I still remember the times when it crossed $1 trillion. There was a lot of news, lot of gaga, a lot of people talking about, hey, Bitcoin crossing 1 trillion and all that. Now suddenly we reached 4 trillion, we crossed 4 trillion, and people are like, it's okay, it's all expected. We are expecting much more in the market to happen, much more magic from Bitcoin to happen. So it looks like just another news, guys. Bitcoin crossing $4 trillion. We're there, and yes, it seems to be kind of stabilizing there, right? It is not that it touched once and then the not Bitcoin. I'm sorry, cryptocurrencies, the whole market of cryptocurrency. Now it is not that it touched once and then retracted back. It has been kind of close to the number for quite some time now, and the major asset Bitcoin, it's close to 2.4 trillion dollars, close to 2.5, we could take it as. And Ethereum, which is the second largest contender, it's somewhere close to $500 billion, right? Somewhere around 460, 470 billion dollars. Now, a lot of people, the big question has always been, when is the altcoin season? Now, one of the biggest indicators of altcoin has always been to track Bitcoin dominance, guys. Now, I'll not say that, okay, it's the Bitcoin dominance has come down, uh, or the Bitcoin dominance has taken a deep dive, which is good. But we can definitely see a trend of decreasing dominance, which is good for the altcoin season to start. So, if from that context, now let's see the Bitcoin dominance as somewhere around. Uh, where do we see? Okay, it's around 60 percentage now. Now, earlier the Bitcoin dominance was high at 60, 64%, 64 percentage, 63 percentage. But somewhere in the last few days, we are seeing the dominance get down to 60 percentage. I'm hoping that this trend should continue, and if it goes below 55 percentage, guys, I'm really looking at a very good market to pump start, altcoin market to pump start. Now, let's hope that it's not just the Bitcoin prices which is going to keep appreciating now. Let's start to see if the dominance is going to get better with a lot of altcoins that are going to work out. Now, that is one of the key things, guys. Now, apart from that, yes, the usual things that are going on, there's a lot of institutional adoption definitely that is happening. Again, this month, when you see the ETF inflows, it has been close to $600 million of inflows that has happened, which is a good understanding of how a lot of institutions are investing into these portfolios. Now, one of the most interesting thing is Ethereum ETFs are having a much higher net inflows, close to $450 million compared to Bitcoin's inflow. This is again a pretty interesting news. Now, we definitely know the value logged in Bitcoin ETF is much higher, but still it also shows a shift in the investment that is happening. Now, that is very critical because I know a lot of you are waiting for the altcoin markets to start. So, these are all the indicators which you could be seeing, uh, you know, why there could be um, an altcoin season that could be, happening. So, that is something that I know uh, um, that is running in every one of your heads. That is something that we'll also be should be closely watching on, and these are the factors that you should be looking at. When you are trying to evaluate why the markets are up. So that is one key thing, guys. Now let me start welcoming people. I see a lot of people coming in. Venkis, yes, BTC and Net that's kind of stabilizing at a a really good high values, guys. At they're close to their all-time highs, which is a good news, right? So it is not a touch and go. It is something that we are expecting to stay, which is a good thing to happen. Now, when there is an action that's going to happen beyond this point, it is going to be an extreme positive direction, is what we expect, right? Um, so that is one expectation that is happening. Um, now, with that thing in mind, let me invite everybody. I'm really sorry, guys. Sorry, don't think that I'm a bit disturbed. I'm just trying to. Okay. If yeah, so let's go one by one. Venki's had invited you in. Pankaj Kumar, I want to talk with you on call. How can I approach? Pankaj, you can definitely reach out to my support team, and if you could just explain your requirement, the team will definitely be able to connect you with me, Pankaj, or with any relevant team that you would require. Right? Anand Singh, good evening, sir. Good evening, Anand. Aaron, why BNB is pumping? What's the news? I mean, Aaron, uh, I'm, I'm not able to see, or I'm not able to analyze any strong news because of which the BNB is pumping. If anybody else sees a reason why, if there is a particular news because of which BNB is pumping, I don't see any particular news. It seems to be a general market movement because another tokens were moving, BNB did not move, so it looks like a pending movement that is happening. Uh, I'm not sure if I'm missing something, guys. If there is someone who knows, please, I would also love to know. Vijay, why there is no new protocol in the market? Your point of view, please. I mean, Vijay, I think why do we need a new protocol more is something I still ponder about. Uh, there are definitely a lot of things happening, right? Hypernative or something, that's creating a lot of news, definitely. And I think there are enough and more protocols that have come into being, and enough and more of these protocols, these layer ones and layer twos. I think they've also created a trouble of liquidity being split in a lot of these chains, right? So why another protocol if at all, if they're doing something extremely new? I think it's rather better for a lot of these protocols to consolidate and create more stronger liquidity pools and stronger solutions for the larger market is what I think. I don't think there's no need for more protocols. Obviously, there are a lot of tokens which are being launched, but are they really making a difference? I think you guys should say if you. I mean, definitely a lot of really cool ones like Hypernative, which again is a protocol, right? Are we wanting more layer ones, layer twos? Is that the questions? I don't know. I don't think we need more of them. I think everyone who's launched something should go deeper in whatever they've done, is what I think. Any regulations on in India? So Ravi, I'm expecting the push and paper. Push and paper is basically the questions that the government is going to release saying that, hey, how do we handle this? How do we handle that in terms of looking at regulating the crypto ecosystem? So that question paper is expected anytime soon. We might get that question paper sometime early next month itself. That is the expectation. We are hoping that that comes out. That will be a really good Kickstarter for a lot of things to happen. So let's wait for that, Ravi. I think that's the biggest update we would be getting at least within the next 1 or 2 months. A master, Giottus, safe to hold my BTC or can I move my Ledger wallet? Hey, it's a very, very critical question that you ask. Now, if you ask, is Giottus safe? Yes, Giottus is safe. We usually talk about now, though all the security things that I talk about, though all the things about our cold wallet maintenance, how do we segregate cold and hot wallets, and all that we talk about, please understand one major thing. It is always ideal to take and hold the funds in self custody. Now, let me be a founder of an exchange. Uh, that doesn't make mean that I will not support the core concept of crypto, right? Core concept of crypto has to be decentralized, and ideally, how can we bring about decentralization if self custody is not happening, right? It is not about me only trying to convince that the exchange is safe. Somewhere self custody is also something that we seriously keep advocating. Now, I don't think any other exchange out there will advocate the way we are advocating self custody, even though we know that, okay, it means that the user is taking the fund outside. We might even lose the user, but that's not our core ideology. Is cryptocurrency by its ideology and philosophy should be decentralized. And if you as customers are not able to take in self custody, then how are we going to be decentralized, guys? So is Giotto safe? Yes. Or can I move it to my Ledger wallet? I'm saying every time keep it under self custody. If you feel that you are in a good position to safeguard your funds by having it self custody, you should do it. That is why we are one of the very, very few exchanges, or the only one exchange in India, who's allowing you to withdraw funds. I know even though you have to undergo, a process, undergo a strenuous process to make sure that you enable the withdrawal, the other exchanges will not even have an option for you to withdraw, right? But we are making sure that we follow the laws of the land and still give you the option of withdrawing it back to your own self custody. I think you all should utilize that. Self custody is the way that you all should be moving towards. Even though the exchange is secure and safe, that's the best way to do things, guys. Garden Resort, Giottus only allows self custody. How guys do this? Amazing. Garden, yes, right. See, at this point in time, I don't think anybody is allowing people to withdraw to do a self custody. They might quote a lot of things for the reasons to not do it. But we strongly believe that if we are able to follow the right compliance, able to follow the right systems and process, usually people are happy to answer the questions and give. The genuine ones are usually happy to answer. They're usually happy to share the data. And in most of the cases, we see the process when they're able to answer the simplest things of the source of funds and where they're withdrawing and how they're using their funds, they get the option to easily withdraw their funds to self custody. And ideally, that is what we want, right? We want you guys to be compliant and also take funds in the self custodial way, right? So yes, if you ask, are we the only ones? Yes, we are the only ones. I think somewhere down the line, we don't really are not worried that when the user takes the funds out, we lose the customer. I think that is one of the stupidest worries that any exchange should have. The exchange should be there only to help customers to process their orders and let them do the work that they want to do in a compliant way. I think that's where we strongly have our mindset. Rajkavi, Anna, kindly tell if Giotto is safe for investment because of coin. Is that Rajkavi? I do understand, because of what happened in coin DCX, there's a lot of fear in the market. Last week I did a video only on that, right? What is the fears you might have. I still, I still usually say this, right? Now, yes, what happened in coin D6 is something that is very, very shocking. But again, it is also something that, though it is worrying, you should also see the fact that the exchange was able to keep the funds segregated. That is very, very important, guys. Now, how are things mitigated? That is very important. Now, for example, even in case of an incident like this, a platform like Giottus uses BitGo's custody, which is an insured custodial service. So even in case of incident, even though I will say that I have this system, that process, but even after that something happens, it is backed, it is insured, right? So that is the comfort I can give to you guys. So is it safe? Yes, it is safe. Hey Todla, with when futures coming, sir, I tried some crypto, but what experience there? Please implement. So I am with you. I told I know I've repeatedly moved or postponed the dates. It is again with the fact that I have been doing a lot of interventions and testings, and I always felt that I wanted something better, right? So I kept moving the product to have more performance capabilities to it, more than features. It was performance that we are much more behind. Where there's no glitch and the orders execute seamlessly and smooth. So I was pushing hard my team on that. That's why there seems to be a bit of delay. But guys, we are almost there. Please bear with me for 2 more weeks, and I think I can give you an amazing, amazing product by the time. Okay. So that's on the futures, guys. Now, definitely, I've been saying that I will be reaching out to you um, uh, with news on futures, but sorry, there's been a delay. But yes, we're not gonna go beyond that, right? We'll definitely get back to you by the mid of next month. Iran 4 trillion market cap. We flipped gold. Gold not yet Iran. Iran gold is more than 23 trillion if I'm not wrong. Okay. We flipped silver long back, right? Silver was 1.6 trillion and Bitcoin is even 2.4, 2.5 trillion dollars. So silver was flipped. Gold is, if you flip gold, that's a big news, man. Just imagine amount of investments that every one of us hold at gold. So I think that day will also come soon, guys. Right? A lot of people would have not believed just 3 years back or 5 years back that 5 trillion is not possible, or it's going to happen this soon for Bitcoin. Right now, it has happened. Vijay, any signal you guys provide after future law? Vijay, we'll be launching, something for signals. Yes, we will be doing where we can give some uh, uh, some moderated and uh, some researched signals that we will be giving. But yeah, always take caution. All these signals are only based on market data, and this crypto market, anybody can go wrong, and none of the signals out there are really good, really gonna hit the bullseye. But yes, these are all researched, so they are much much better than a blind shot. So yes, we'll be out with the signals, right after futures launch. Ravi, still Solana is a good coin to buy. I can't say yes or no, Ravi. I'll just put it this way. Take all the layers once, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, XRP. Take all layer ones. Now you try to see what each of the layer ones are solving. My belief is Solana has a place to stay, right? The TPS, the transactions per second, the way Solana is solving it is pretty interesting, right? I think that is a credit that has to be given to Solana, though there are a lot of arguments about decentralization and things like that, uh, which definitely has to be addressed from Solana side. On the TPS side, I think they've done a pretty good job, right? I think if they can flip the existing Web2 players with the TPS, I think it's a great news, right? So I think Solana still has a long way to go, is my belief, guys. Shailesh, my sir, do you think ALP season will be huge? Shailesh, I'll put it this way, Shailesh. So ALP seasons are usually great when a lot of retail players enter into the market, right? Now, usually what happens with only institutional investments is institutions don't go deep investing in a lot of tokens, right? Because they'll have a mandate, they'll have a law, will say, I mean, they'll have the internal SOPs which will say that, okay, you'll always have to stick to this, and this. So that's ideally when a lot of retail participation happens, that's when AL season has, goes really berserk and crazy. Now, the way we see it is the all season market, uh, now it is being more or less a lot of investments are happening from the institutional end. A lot of retail craziness we are yet to see. So now with just the institutions coming in, we are seeing a lot of push that is happening in the all season market. So my hope is the actual movement when the retail investment comes in is going to be huge. So my bet for this all season is going to be huge, and it's not just that it'll be a quick up and down. This is going to be much more long lasting than other periods. Is my bet. A Master, why you guys not listing meme coins? I'm not sure, A Master. If there's anything interesting, if anything that has got a lot of demand, you guys please let us know. Uh, or as such, even the markets are going beyond meme coins. The meme coin frenzy is also slowly starting to die down. Maybe it has to do with also that, right? But whenever there is a demand in the market for some token, we have never ever shied away from launching it, guys. If there's something we missed, please suggest us. Please be part of our Telegram group, guys. It is a place where we take a lot of feedback. A lot of feedback I get there. Usually, it's collated, curated, and we start working on things like that. So please, people have not joined our Telegram group. Please join Giottus Telegram group. I would love to hear a lot of feedback from you guys. Uh, so that is something I would definitely want to hear from you guys, right? So please, join our Telegram group. Now, Gordon is how to buy bulk BTC or Ethereum. Is that possible? I have individual account currently, but I need to buy as institutional. So, Gordon, so we have a OTC desk. You can actually reach out to my OTC desk. I'll actually uh, put a quick link for our OTC desk as well. You can reach out to that, or you can also call my customer support, where they will help you with our OTC desk as well, right? So that is something you could definitely try doing. Yeah. So that's the thing, guys. I know market has been a lot of status quo that has happened in the market, which is good, guys. Frankly, if you're able to stabilize near your all-time highs and your weekly lows are not worse compared to the previous weekly lows, it's actually a very good sign, right? It means that next moment is going to be a very good upside that what we are looking at. So with that thought in mind, guys, I think there are a lot of news going on the interest rates as well, where the US Fed could start looking into reducing the interest rates. There was even comments that Trump was also hinting that, but we're not sure that what's going to happen. But yes, but the market looks like already is expecting that. So when that happens, it's definitely going to be a great season for cryptos, guys. So let's hope this week is going to be a good stable week with growth that's going to happen. Let's hope no surprises this week. Nothing looks like is going to come from the trade wars. At least nothing that this week, though we are inching close to the end of this month. But looks like a lot of people are definitely, a lot of countries are definitely having a discussion with US, and it's ongoing. So I don't see any big shakeup happening this week per se on that. So with that thought, guys, let's just hope that this week is going to be great. And with that, I'll sign off and connect with you guys all back next week's AMA, same time, 6 p.m. every week. Thank you, guys. Thank you for connecting with me this week. Bye bye.